I chose to interview Gaylen Morgan because she served as one of the advisors to my internship program that I completed this past spring in Tallahassee. Prior to starting the internship, she was an invaluable resource in helping me better understand the legislative process and how to professionally conduct myself in the state capitol. Gaylen currently serves as the legislative coordinator for the UF Office of Government and Community Relations. She is a unique individual because she is serving as a young woman in politics to further the goals and objectives of her alma mater, UF. Prior to interviewing Gaylen, I was excited to see what lessons and advice she would be able to pass down to me as I strive to also become a young woman in politics. I knew interviewing Gaylen would be very practical and applicable to my future endeavors because I plan on taking a very similar career path to the one she has taken. Because of my prior interactions with Gaylen, she was very receptive to doing a quick, informal interview with me on the topic of leadership with an emphasis on young women in leadership roles. While conducting the interview, I felt as though Gaylen was genuine and authentic in her answers to my questions. She did not pretend to have it all together, but instead gave me the feeling that leadership is a continual learning process that should never stagnate. Through her varied involvement as an undergraduate student at UF, I was able to deduce that she was flexible and eager to take every opportunity presented to her. Coming into college, Gaylen planned on taking a pre-med track, but her plans were altered when she got the chance to intern for her local state representative. She said that her experience in seeing government from a different angle altered the trajectory of her life's work. She came into the internship with the preconception that government consisted of activities conducted behind closed doors with little connection to the constituents of that elected official. However, she quickly found out that the government could serve as an avenue for helping people and including them in the decision-making process. In pointing to this servant leadership mentality, she recalled an instance in which her representative was informed by one of their constituents that their official documentation for a governmental service was lost in the mail. Gaylen said she was shocked when, instead of brushing off this seemingly ordinary, insignificant problem, her representative insisted that his team search their office up and down for that individual's documentation so they could receive the necessary services they had applied for. While listening to Gaylen, I could tell that the service component of a governmental position was important to her and eventually compelled her to change career paths and work in the UF Governmental Relations Office. When asked what qualities young women in politics needed to possess, Gaylen swiftly responded that they needed confidence. While men are known for being strong and decisive in decision-making scenarios, women have taught to be cautious and timid in asserting their beliefs on how the course of events should go down. Gaylen stated that she often caught herself doing this in the beginning of her career and has since been cognizant of this tendency. Maintaining her transparency, Gaylen stated that sometimes it isn't even a male versus female predicament. She recalled a scenario when she was in a room full of women and still felt she lacked confidence and ability. To grow from this situation, Gaylen stated that she constantly reminds herself that she was chosen for that leadership position for a reason, so she should act that purpose out. Additionally, she addressed the obstacle that being the youngest and oftentimes the smallest individual in the room presents. Instead of being discouraged and intimidated by her perceived inexperience, Gaylen says she owns the things she cannot change and chooses to move forward in confidence. Another leadership quality portrayed by Gaylen through her answers was a desire to continue learning, growing, and maturing. By acknowledging that she does not have all the answers to all the questions, Gaylen exhibited qualities of a leader that is humble and quick to learn from others. A tangible way that she does this in her professional career is by meeting with and mentoring college students like myself. In addition to mentoring others, she makes it a priority to carve out time for herself to be mentored by some experienced professionals. This allocation of time and resources on Gaylen's part has positively contributed to her own personal and professional growth. Prior to interviewing Gaylen, I revered and looked up to this impressive young woman in politics. However, after interviewing Gaylen and gaining a deeper understanding of the heart behind her professional work, I consider her to be an invaluable resource and mentor as I progress towards a similar career path. I know if I ever need any help or advice, she'll be quick to respond and engage with me because she desires to help others and see them reach their fullest potential. I would love to work in DC one day, and after hearing about Gaylen's experience of interning and working full-time there, I feel confident that I have the resources and connections to be successful. When asked about what the biggest issues are facing leaders, Gaylen elaborated on the sheer volume of noise and distraction that leaders face from the peanut gallery and the 24-hour news cycle. Instead of getting caught up listening to the media or the plethora of critics, Gaylen asserted that leaders need to give their undivided attention to their followers and help them achieve the team's shared goals. When followers feel heard and seen, leaders can properly convey a shared vision that the whole team buys into. Without this team unity, no team will be successful. Gaylen embodied this follower-devoted leadership that seeks to see others grow and thrive.